Hey, I get it, you've been scrolling through endless videos of people jamming on electric kits, and you're wondering if you really need to drop a few $100 on something that looks like a piece of furniture more than a drum set. You're probably asking yourself whether that big amp will actually sound good in a cramped apartment, or if the triple zone cymbals are just a marketing buzzword that will end up feeling flat when you actually play. That hesitation is real, especially when you've got rent, bills, and maybe a roommate who isn't exactly thrilled about the idea of you turning your living room into a rehearsal studio. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So let's break this down the way you'd explain it to a friend over coffee. The Alesis Strata Core and Strike MK2 Malawian Quachars is marketed as an all-in-one electric drum solution that bundles a full-size 8-inch kick, a set of triple-zone cymbals, an active magnetic hi-hat, and a 2000-watt PIA-style amp with Bluetooth. The idea is simple: you plug it in, turn it on, and you've got a drum kit that can sit in a bedroom, a garage, or a small rehearsal space without the need for extra speakers or a separate audio interface. The question is, does that promise hold up when you actually sit down and start playing? First off, who will get the most out of this setup? If you're a beginner who's tired of banging on a practice pad and wants a realistic feel without the hassle of acoustic drums, this is a solid entry point. The 8-inch kick is surprisingly responsive for its size, and the fact that it's double bass compatible means you can experiment with foot patterns without immediately outgrowing the kit. The 360 ARC cymbals are designed to give you 3 zones: edge, bow, and ride, so you can get a decent variety of tones without needing a whole rack of separate cymbals. For someone living in an apartment, the fact that the amp can crank up to 2000 watts of peak power means you can practice at a decent volume without blasting the walls, especially when you pair it with the built-in Bluetooth to stream backing tracks. In short, if you're looking for a self-contained kit that lets you practice, record a simple groove, or even jam with a friend over a wireless connection, the Strata Core hits a lot of the right notes. Now, who should walk away? If you're a professional drummer who needs the nuance of a full acoustic kit, or you're planning to record high-fidelity tracks for a commercial release, you'll likely find this package limiting. The hi-hat, while active magnetic and more accurate than a basic rubber sensor, still lacks the subtle choke and aftertouch that a real hi-hat delivers. The cymbal zones are useful, but they can feel a bit binary: you hit the edge, you get a crash; you hit the bow, you get a ride tone. There's no real splitting of the cymbal's tonal character beyond those 3 zones, so advanced players looking for expressive dynamics might feel constrained. Also, the amp, despite its 2000 W peak rating, is essentially a PA speaker. It gives you volume, but the tonal shaping is fairly flat, great for practice, not necessarily for nuanced live performance or studio work. Let's talk about the practical side of using this thing day to day. Setting it up is almost plug and play. The drum module sits on top of the amp, and the 3 cymbals mount to a single stand that folds down for storage. I've seen a lot of kits that require a separate rack or a wall mount, which can become a nightmare in a small space. Here, you can roll it out, plug it into a wall outlet, and you're ready to go in under 5 minutes. The Bluetooth connection is straightforward: just pair your phone, hit play on a backing track, and the amp doubles as a Bluetooth speaker, which is a nice bonus when you're trying to jam without a separate PA system. The kit also includes 4 sound libraries, giving you a decent palette of drum tones right out of the box. If you're a beginner, those libraries can keep you from feeling bored as you explore different styles. One hidden trade-off that shows up after a week or 2 is the durability of the cymbal mounting system. The stand is sturdy enough for casual playing, but if you start to practice double cymbal patterns or aggressive fills, the mounting bolts can loosen. A quick tighten with a hex key solves the problem, but it's an extra maintenance step you don't think about until it happens. Another practical consideration is the AMP's heat. At higher volumes, the speaker's front grille can get warm, so it's best to keep it in a well-ventilated area and avoid covering it with blankets or a rug. It's not a deal-breaker, but something to keep in mind if you're planning on long-duration practice sessions. Value for money is where the Strata Core really tries to stand out. At a price point that's competitive with other entry-level electric kits, you're getting a